I want to talk about this too, because of course I called Bridget fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, just bawling my eyes out. And I got to talk to Teyana after the show. And all I literally could do when I talked to her, I said, you can't go. Like,
you can't quit.
You can't. Her performance, the work, and mind you, I'm back on tour, so even just the dancers, the staging, the transitions, she did like a few outfit changes, and I was like, just the thought that went into watching her perform. I haven't seen many women perform live most recently, but it's not half as intricate as I saw Teyana do, and all I could think about was how she feels as though she hasn't received her flowers, how much people count her out, and visually seeing the work that I know she put forth made me think of you. Because when we talk about your career and me seeing you now and knowing all of the ideas you have and how much you just fight for yourself creatively, it was just like, damn, like, yeah, she's Bridget. She's in a space, mind you. She sold out Terminal 5 2 nights in a row. And I just look at all of this hard work that she put out. Yeah. And she's literally like, I'm leaving because nobody not only appreciates it, but I fucking sit here and watch Saweetie on SNL and I'm pissed. Like, because what Teyana put on and what her performance was and how good she fucking is, she deserves to be in a place that she's not. And again, that's why I called you, because I'm like, I told Brady, I'm crying. I said, you're going to be a billionaire next year and you deserve so much, because I know like this was a lot and you haven't super gotten into, you know, just all of the hills of your musical career here. I know you've talked a lot more about it on Patreon. Yeah. And so in just hearing what that journey was for you, again, I think so many people, even if you're listening and you're creative, like, there's just so many more people that deserve like the respect, the shine, the what is it when people know you and shit? Recognition. There we go, that word. And I don't know. Last night was just very emotional for me, but
I think I mean, to keep it just on the topic of feeling like you deserve something because you work at it and you do. A feeling of deserving something is, you know, we feel individually like it's karmic, right? Like we're working hard, so we're working hard to achieve and attain X, Y, and Z, right? We're passionate and we love something, so we want whatever it is that we are investing in to give back to us, to reciprocate that level of intensity, right? And the success and the acknowledgement and the accolades and all of the above. And it's hard because I feel her. I feel Teyana. I was watching people's stories last night, and one of the stories was her performing and then stopping and singing a cappella and then letting the crowd just sing it back to her. It was so
beautiful.
And the whole crowd knew all of the words.
But also she brought Junie on stage a few times. Yeah. And it was the cutest thing.
But just to see her audience and her fans, first of all, selling out a show is not easy, y'all. No. I'm gonna let you know that first.
People don't understand that.
Like, selling out a show, especially now when venues venues don't care about COVID. Venues they'll do the shit with the vaccine and all that. Okay, you can show your little vaccine card, but they still gonna pack that shit wall to wall with people.
But also, Howard Theater is not my favorite theater anymore. But COVID done ran that thing to the ground.
Yeah, it's to the point. It's to the point where everyone is trying to pack the venue and make that money. So they're gonna sell tickets. And so capacity is no longer a thing. Like how we would see, you used to see like a sign like, oh, maximum capacity 300 people in this room. Nah, they packing it to 5 if they can. We'll move the tables. We gonna move the chairs.
Well, we sold out, but we have seats. Like I'm not a performer like.
But Terminal 5 was packed. And so to sell that out
all three levels
during a pandemic, during a holiday season where people are still really having a hard time and struggling. For her to have sold out in that way at home, was really, really an incredible feat and a notch on her belt, and hopefully a testimony for her. That she is known and she is loved and she is celebrated in some way, And I think it actually has less to do with fans and more to do with, and I can relate to this as well, the people that along the way that she believed in and invested in that did not do the same and did not reciprocate that same level of passion and excitement and investment into her. And it's got less to do with fans and more to do with the powers that be, whether it's the label, whether it's production, whether it's, you know, potential management or people that kind of, you know, just assumed, well, she's talented, so she'll figure it out. And it doesn't always work that way.
I mean, I don't know if you saw Wale just tweeted that as well. Yeah. That basically he's getting rid of all his management and the people who have been on his team for the last year and a half. Yeah. He said he doesn't feel like saw in him what he saw in him.
Right.
And when you have people around you that aren't willing to invest the time or really see your vision, you gotta let them go.
Well, I think the hard part too, the hard expectation for a lot of labels, especially labels run by other artists, and I can speak on this from experience. There's not a lot of synergy. Like the dynamism is just not really the same. Initially it was, right? Like good music initially had what seemed like some camaraderie, right? It seemed like there was some level of connectivity amongst all the artists, whether, you know what I mean, in some way.
Okay.
In the beginning. And then I feel like, you know, once Kanye really became Kanye, on a much more global scale, aside from any of the, you know, early Rockefeller days, early Def Jam days. I think once he kind of transcended beyond that, we kind of lost sight of whatever it was he was doing. It was like Kanye and then good music, which was a similar situation with Roc Nation initially. It was very much like Roc Nation and Jay, because Jay's Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he's running 15 different businesses. He's not just a rapper. He's not just an artist. But when it's time for him to be an artist and tap into being an artist, that's still got nothing to do with whatever else is going on at Roc Nation either. Everyone is their own.
Just like, see, the thing is, had nothing to do with, never mind.
So, okay, similarly to that?
Similarly to the network we were just on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you don't see any real, like, cross-branding, cross-promoting, really, from the person that is supposed to be. The only time we see it, really, is with Lil Wayne and Young Money. That's the only time you see it. You know what I mean? Is with a conglomerate of people and Cole now with Dreamville.
With Dreamville, right?
You know what I mean? He does the same thing. It's anytime you see him, you're gonna see Boz. Anytime you see him and Boz, you're gonna see Kaz, or you're gonna see
Earth Gang. You're gonna see Ari.
Absolutely.
You're gonna see all them, right?
You're gonna see him. When you see them, when you see him, you see them. And
I love that.
I think that's, you know, we've talked about even the model of, you know, being a celebrity, being somebody that is the high profile person and putting your people on. There's two different ways to do it. There's a LeBron James way to do it, which is you empower and enable your people to make investments on their own and build up their own thing that, you know, you're still kind of affiliated with, but not really.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
How you show up to play ball on the Lakers has nothing to do with whether or not Rich Paul is going to do tremendously well,
or what Maverick is doing, and
right. Or there's the Kevin Hart way to do it, which is everything is under the Kevin Hart Productions. Everything is,
and you're all my employees.
Right, pretty much. Even if paperwork says that we're partners or whatever, it's still all of his friends still work for him.
Right.
Which is very different. And so I think in those spaces, right, as an artist, especially a young female artist, when Teyana first came on the scene, that was the level of respect she was given,
right,
and deserved. But I think over time it was kind of like, all right, cool, but okay, you're easily discarded. Like in the music industry is famous for discarding artists way too early and not really providing, number one, the development. Nobody does artist development anymore, which is a whole other conversation.
I mean, whatchamacallit actually just tweeted that as well. Y'all know I be in the Twitter streets.
I know you be on the Twitter streets.
But JoJo, let me actually bring it up, because
she's a great person to speak on.
Yes,
great.
But
great.
What she wrote actually was, one moment, let me pull this up. She was actually asking a question regarding team. She's like, do you find a way to make music go viral on, it was, mind you, her and Tinashe.
Yeah.
She said, do you, quote unquote, find a way to make your music go viral on TikTok? Do you think that is a fair, creative, effective, efficient marketing strategy proposal from a record label asking for a friend? Tinashe responded and said, any proposed strategy that relies on you making anything go viral is literally lazy. Mm-hmm. But JoJo's pretty much saying, even in terms of what the A&Rs are doing with artists, is they're just wanting you to make sure you create a TikTok dance. Make sure you make this go viral. They're really not putting in the legwork of really pushing and developing an artist. I would say kind of in the way that we've seen Doja.
Right.
Doja clearly got whatever team around her and fucking catapulted to the fucking moon. And I think a lot of where we're seeing Doja now, because we can go back and see what Doja was doing clearly before a whole team was in place.
Right.
It's on YouTube.
Right.
She's been an artist.
Right.
And I think that where we're seeing her now is because of who she has around her.
I think it's a combination of who she has around her, but also her image. She makes music that she dances to, that there's choreography to. Most of what we see on TikTok is music that comes with a dance that somebody is making up an 8 count for. You know what I'm saying? Or there's some challenge that, even if it's not a dance, there's some activity that's going on in the video that is synonymous with what the song is.
Adele said, y'all not getting TikTok music from me.
Well, I mean, Adele don't have to make TikTok music.
She said, I'm making music for the aunties.
But to be honest, I don't think a lot of women anyway are making music for TikTok. I don't think we're making music for TikTok. I think we're making music that,
I think Meg is.
I don't know if Meg is. I don't know if Meg is making music for TikTok. I think the only person in my mind that every time I think of TikTok is like Soulja Boy or Tyga. You know what I mean? The guys that make music, or K Camp with Lottery. Like there's certain artists that make certain songs that do very well in club spaces, in commercials, in Migos. You know what I'm saying? Like there's specific artists that really do incredibly well in that market because The Weeknd even. Do you know what I mean? Like random songs that people can do activities to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not activities too.
That Weeknd song that was all over TikTok.
What are you?
People are dancing with their families on TikTok. Like that's why I say activities, because it's not always dancing.
So in 2022, we gonna get a TikTok.
We gonna do it.
We gonna do a TikTok.
The tickety top.
And you gonna dance with me?
I'll dance with you on a tickety top.
Oh, I need y'all to get this minute mark. I need y'all to remind motherfucking Bridget
that she gonna dance with me on TikTok.
I will.